Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. Check out that little background. That's from last year, but better than the stock streamer background. Anyways, there's some, I guess, dash cam footage, particularly in this case, audio that was released showing Seattle cop Daniel Auderer, I believe was his name, being very dismissive and frankly showing what a horrible piece of shit human being he is after he found out this 26-year-old woman was killed by a Seattle cop a short time before that. The woman's name was Jaahnavi Kandula. And yeah, this Seattle cop has a huge string of lawsuits against him in the past. He's been accused multiple times of excessive force, sexual assault, and now we hear him shortly after this woman, again, her name was Jaahnavi Kandula, was killed by the Seattle cop car. He was caught on tape, laughing about it, joking about her death. She was on a crosswalk when this other Seattle cop hit her going 74 miles an hour, 74 in a 25 mile per hour zone. And then you have Daniel Auderer, this real piece of shit human being, laughing about it. Okay. And again, it's not just a few bad apples. This is how cops in general think about civilians, right? So show the video, show the audio. But again, this is why we need to get rid of the police in the United States. We need to divest from them and work to abolish them, because all they do is uphold capitalism and white supremacy, and this is what they really think about the rest of us. Again, this was shortly after he found out about this lady, let's call it what it is, being murdered by this Seattle cop car. He laughed.
This video from a Seattle police officer's body-worn camera captures what sounds like a callous disregard for human life.
Sounds
I
like
think she
what
went
it
up
is.
on the hood, hit the windshield. Then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
Jaahnavi Kandula is her name.
That's the voice of SPD officer Detective Daniel Auderer. It's recorded January 24th, one day after a woman, 23-year-old Jaahnavi Kandula, was struck and killed by another officer's squad car while that officer was responding to a call. Kandula was in a crosswalk when she was hit by the patrol car that was going 63 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone.
It does not
without
seem
the
like
lights
there's a criminal
on.
investigation.
There should fucking be.
In a different portion of the call, the officer appears to be talking about paying off the victim's family, such as a monetary settlement if the family were to sue the department.
No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check.
Look at that.
Just
the regular person. What? So not a cop? Laughs. $11,000. That's all Daniel Auderer, this real fucking scumbag human being, thinks Jaahnavi Kandula's life was worth. Limited value. That's how they see everybody. Limited fucking value.
Yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
Seattle police say the video was flagged by a department employee, say the Office of Police Accountability is now investigating.
For reference, this was back in January, and it's really only getting attention now. But then not to mention the lady, Jaahnavi Kandula, getting killed by that fucking cop car. Is anything going to happen from that? Of course not. They're going to investigate themselves and say, well, nothing happened. No, we're all good here. Go back to work.
Investigating. But that's not blunting the impact for some.
I don't even have the words to describe how I feel. I'm sickened, for one thing. And
How could you
It's
not
doing
be
a lot of damage.
Victoria Beach works with new Seattle police recruits, says she's hopeful for the future of the department,
Yeah,
but is
okay.
saddened to hear those words.
Somebody
You gotta be delusional to have hope for the cops in the United States. I mean, Jesus Christ, come on, people. Let's not delude ourselves.
died. How do you laugh and joke about something like that, whether you agree or not?
Because that's how they feel about all of us. We're just civilians, and they're willing and able to do whatever the fuck they want because they were fucking bad.
Keep your mouth shut if you have comments like that, and especially
Well, if you have but again, this is the type of people that are attracted to being a cop. If you're not already like that, the culture and the system will make you like that, okay?
officer.
We're just casualties. We're of limited value to them.
We don't need you. You're not what Seattle Police Department wants.
As for the officer heard in the video, King 5 has confirmed he's also the vice president of the Seattle Police Officers
Think about
Guild.
that. He's the vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild. And he was talking on that call, he was talking to the president, Mike Sloan. So the vice president talking to the president, the head of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, and the vice president. This is how they view people, okay? I mean, come on. You don't.
The largest law enforcement labor union in the Northwest. The Guild did not return a request for comment.
Of course not.
In a statement, the Seattle Police Department says it's been in touch with the family of the victim and continues to.
Fucking A, right? Fucking A. And then just to show more about how big of a piece of shit this Daniel Auderer is, who is laughing and joking about Jaahnavi's death, check this out. Let's see. Here we go. Shout out to Divest SPD. They do a lot of great work. Definitely give them a follow, support them. So this is Daniel Auderer, person in that video laughing about Jaahnavi's death, Jaahnavi's murder by that other Seattle cop. He's been the subject of 18 OPA, it's Office of Public Accountability investigations since 2014 and involved lawsuits costing the city over $1.7 million. Of course, he still fucking has a job, right? He's the vice president of the goddamn fucking union. Illegally harassed, roughly arrested 24 Mexican immigrants. Look at this. He beat a mentally ill man and a dozen other officers to the point of permanent brain damage. This shit's been going on since at least 2010. 13 fucking years later, this piece of shit still has a job because this type of behavior gets rewarded. He's not going to get punished. He's not going to lose his job over the fucking A. He'll probably become the president of the police union at some point. An arrestee accused Auderer of sexually harassing her in a holding cell. This 2016. Subject to 2 separate OPA investigations for using force on women, one while she was handcuffed. He was suspended for 4 days after conducting legal off-duty arrest. Jesus. He punched and choked a homeless man inside the ER at Harborview Hospital. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is only maybe the most egregious ones they've highlighted, but there's been 18 investigations since 2014. Oh, I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. And again, it's not just a few bad apples. You see this type of shit happen all over the country on a daily basis, particularly if you're a person of color, particularly if you're homeless, a poor person, right? Also, if you're in any type of political struggle against, you know, the capitalist, white supremacist establishment. The police are always going to side with, you know, corporate interests. They're always going to side with the capitalist class over the working class. We saw that during Occupy. We saw that during the, you know, uprisings in 2020. We see that now in Cop City. We see that now back during the you know, labor struggles many, you know, decades ago. We saw that during the civil rights movement. We will continue to see that because cops don't make people safe. Cops uphold capitalism and white supremacy. And if you don't think that's true, you are either, you know, ignorant or deliberately, you know, misinformed, and just got to educate yourself a little bit. But yeah, really fucked up, but not surprising. Not surprising, unfortunately. This is the shit cops do in the United States. Peace, much love, part of the people.